kill you, and then you get a bounty on your head. And someone mentioned the
It was Crip, I thought.
yeah, Crip mentioned being able to go after people who have a bounty. I think that would be a very interesting idea. If someone has a bounty on your head and you're the one that kills them, you should be able to win that bounty. I think that would be very interesting.
What do you
In-game
mean
bounty
by
hunters.
bounty? Do you mean people in
Like-
your faction or on the other factions?
Yeah. I'd say your faction. I mean, almost have like your own in-game police.
Yeah, if you get a bounty on your head, you kill that person, you earn that bounty. Be like hire bounty hunters, freelance hire bounty hunters type of deal.
But then that opens up the giant can of worms of open PvP.
Yeah, it does. But I mean, you did something stupid that got you bounty on your head. Therefore, you suffer the consequences of people trying to kill you. Now, it's not just going to be a general, oh, everybody's going to get the bounty on your head type of thing. You have to earn a set amount of bounty. I think there should be restrictions, like the bounty should be so high before the general public should be able to go out, pick up a bounty and kill you, or pick up a contract on you and stuff like that. But I don't see no problem with 200 people on the server who pick up a contract for you and then are out hunting you because you have this big bounty on your head.
Yeah, I would like to make a comment here. I believe, like, if they do this, that if someone picks up the bounty quest or whatever and they're going out hunting that one person, the one person who's being hunted should be notified that X number of players are, pursuing you at this time and can encounter you at randomility. And also, I don't know if y'all said differently than this because I just got back, but I don't want to see other players being able to put bounties on other players because that just opens up the can of worms that Ultima Online face consequently. You put a large bounty on your friend, you then go and kill him, you get more money back because you put a bounty on him and you went and killed him, and then you just split it evenly.
Well,
or your friend gets a bounty and you kill him, and then y'all just split evenly, and you just... There's always that possibility that's annoying.
Okay, well, I disagree with your first point. I don't think that you should be notified. It's kind of like real life. Well, maybe in it, like you get a letter saying there's a bounty on your head, yes. But I don't agree with notifying so many people are after you. That's not like, let's take real life for example. If you have a warrant for your arrest or a bounty or whatever you want to call it, you get an email and saying. You get a letter in the mail saying there is a warrant out for your arrest and such. There should be something similar to that. But I mean, telling you how many people are going and have a bounty on your going after your bounty, I disagree with that. That should be something that is a surprise. I do agree with your opinion on other players putting bounties on other players. I don't think you should be able to do that because, as you said, that would open a can of worms and people would exploit the shit out of that. Though you should be able to pick up a bounty. There should be a time limit on it. I think 24 hours of game played for you, and then the bounty should be terminated and you should no longer be able to kill them and win the bounty. I think that's how that should work.
Yeah, what I was saying where you should be notified as in how many people are, like, hunting you, I wasn't exactly sure how to phrase it or how it would be best. That was just the first thing that came to my mind, but I agree you should have some notification that some random people can run up to you and start attacking you because you have a bounty and they have the quest. But I also think the number of people who can have the bounty quest should be limited, like, only 200 versions of that quest can be in circulation at the time for that one specific player.
Well, actually, that's a good idea, and that's something that could actually really help out the other thing. Maybe only, like, have extremely limited bounties, like maybe 5 bounties available. And, you know, what's the chance that you're going to get your friend's bounty if he's only going to get 5 bounties? I think that's something that could actually, if it's a system they want to implement, I think that's something that could fix both problems.
Yeah, I really do. I like this topic, and I love that idea of being able to hunt people. I foresee it being exploited, though. It kind of goes into the being able to pickpocket faction players. I mean, who's to say one person just doesn't go out and gets that bounty, and his friends just sitting there going, "Hey, kill me, get the money, and we'll split it."
Well, that's kind of what goes along with what Almer said, and that I was saying, like, have only certain people allowed to collect on that bounty. Have it limited to the point where it would be a ridiculously rare chance to have one of your friends be able to actually get the bounty out on you. Now, yes, you could get some random person's bounty, and you could still possibly say, hey, yo, I have a bounty out on you, let me just kill you, we'll split the gold, but I mean, then you can maybe consider cross-faction bounties, but then again, cross-faction bounties wouldn't necessarily go into lore, because why the heck are you helping out a other faction's town who's really pissed off with the thief that they have? You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree. That makes sense. Especially with the amount of people playing it being mega servers, it kind of makes sense. I like the idea of cross-faction as well, strictly because it's PvP. If I'm out in Cyrodiil and I kill somebody that has a bounty on their head, I think I should get an extra reward for that, unknowing to me that he had the bounty on him. So it just adds to that extra perk, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
Well, kind of here's what I think of like bounties cross-faction. Your faction, like the other team's faction, has like a top, let's say 100 players in PvP, and those people, if you kill them, you get extra rewards. Like killing someone, you get bounty money. Something like that happening where your faction actually puts up like bounties if you kill specific players that are so high up into the rankings of the other people's factions.
I think we'll definitely see something like that. I mean, that's been popular in a lot of other PvP games. Kill the higher ranked player and get a better bonus. Yeah, I think we'll see that.
I agree.
And another, just trying to keep with lore and trying to keep lore going with the game, if you kill somebody, technically that person is dead to the game. But, I mean, it's a game, so you're obviously going to respawn somewhere. What if, instead of killing them, you actually arrested them and put them in jail?
That's what I was curious about. But I believe that would be a little bit tricky to pull off, even if, like, you would have to knock them unconscious, basically. You would have to render them immobile to the point that you can transport them, and then you have to have some way of actually transporting them and keeping them restrained. So I don't really foresee that happening, but it could be a possibility.
It'd be more like a giant game of tag, essentially. I mean, in the aspect of arresting them. So you walk up to, like, if you stumble across them somehow, because again, you're getting this random bounty on this random person that you might not know. So just, if you stumble across them, you can either arrest them and then, I don't know, somehow call a guard to come get them or something, you know? I was just trying to think, because again, keep lore going. Because once you kill somebody, essentially they're dead. To get another bounty on a dead person within a game doesn't really make sense to lore aspect.
Actually, you know what? That actually, screen went black.
My
Anyone else screen went black? Yeah, that's for me.
No, it says it's still streaming.
It says it's live, but I don't see or hear anything. There, it's back up. But what's it like? If you get a bounty, instead of being out to go and actually kill the other people when they hit like low health, when they should die, but it stops like one above, and they're rendered unconscious and are teleported to a dungeon and have to stay there for like X amount of minutes. Like, you have been captured and you have to stay here for like 20 minutes of real time, so you can just log out and come back 20 minutes later and walk out. But the other person gets their bounty and you don't die. Maybe something along that system might work.
Yeah, like I just think, again, try to keep with lore. Arresting seems to be the hot topic right now in chat. Everyone seems to like that. Knocking them down 25%, yeah, definitely. I mean, at least then you're not killing them; you're subduing them.
Yeah, and I also think in order to be a bounty hunter, in order to gain the bounty hunter quests, I think you should Let's go. I think you should have to go through a series of like quests, challenges, etc., something along that line in order to get it, so that not everyone can have it immediately, but you actually have to work towards it.
Or even possibly have it that only certain, like, if you're a thief, can't be a bounty hunter, you know, you can't be a person of the law and somebody not type of thing. Keep the whole good and bad thing going.
Yeah, like, I mean, if you've been caught for doing something, I think you either have to correct your standing within the system, or create a new character in order to be a bounty hunter. I mean, obviously, if you're going to be a law-abiding citizen, you're the type of person who wants to go and capture these people. If you're a thief and you've been caught, technically you shouldn't be the one going out there to get them.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think if you got caught and did something in order for you to be able to get a bounty, you have to get yourself in good standings.
I just thought of something. What if like the Dark Brotherhood, for example, this is what I'm getting at. What if like bounty hunters sounds like something the Dark Brotherhood would do? So maybe there's part of the Dark Brotherhood involved in the bounty hunter portion of this game, if there is one.
It almost sounds like they'd be more of a reverse bounty hunter. I mean, I think the bounty hunters in themselves would be more like picking up contracts from the cities.
Yeah, it would kind of be like Dog the Bounty Hunter, for example. He picks up contracts from the city or the government, whatever. Then he goes out and he goes out and catches them. The Dark Brotherhood, that would be more. Those aren't bounties. Those would be assassin contracts and stuff like that. That would be, if they implemented something like that, that would be a player-based thing or something like that, or a twist to the good and bad. If you're real bad, said city can go to said Dark Brotherhood and get said assassination contract on the side to try and kill you without the rest of the government knowing about it. That would be interesting, but I think that'd be a little too difficult to code into the game.
Yeah, I have to agree with Chad. I think, and Altair, I think Dark Brotherhood would be the opposite of the bounties, because Dark Brotherhoods are the ones that are usually the ones causing the problems, being the thieves, being the assassins. So being the law-abiding citizen, the good guy, going into town and a guard saying, "Hey, there was this guy in town. This is what he looks like. This is what he was doing. Do you want to go find him?" Or having the wanted posters on posts or something like that. That again, it's phased, so only specific people can see it. The Fighters Guild might be a good one for them to have as bounty hunters.
Fighters or companions.